الحق دين الأنبياء إنه الإسلام نور وضياء قسما بالله رب العالمين ما ارتضينا غير دين الله دين فهو دين الحق دين الأنبياء إنه الإسلام نور وضياء
هذا الدر وهذه الكلم بمديح الهادي تنتظم ضاءت بالمختار الظلم وحلا في مولده النغم
ويا مسانا سيايابو ويا مسانا غوغوتي ويا مسانا سيايابو ويا مسانا غوغوتي ويا مسانا سيايابو ويا مسانا غوغوتي ويا مسانا سيايابو
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Finding Me in the ITV networks today on a very, very important discussion, and that is about the real struggle of the workers, the real struggle of what it means when we speak about decolonization, about better rights, about equal rights, about poverty alleviation. We are here today outside, just a few meters from the UNISA main campus. As the UNISA Summer School progresses in terms of a decolonial discussion, we have a real problem, and that is of workers, security workers who are part of the UNISA establishment who have been fired and unemployed since March 2016. And with me to bring forward the real matters, to bring the textbooks, the classroom discussions out onto the streets, I have with me Nwabisa Sigaba, she's part of the Black Forum at UNISA, and with me Reverend Tumi, who is also part of the APSA Union, who is supporting the struggle of the workers. Thank you very much for being here and sharing your thoughts with us today. Nadia, let's start with you. Basically, what made you, as part of the Black Forum, come together here, come to the park to support this strike, to support these workers who have been unemployed since March last year?
Thank you very much for coming here and documenting the struggle of the workers at UNISA. What motivated me, obviously, to join the struggle was my faith and my beliefs. As a Muslim, I felt that I needed to be involved in the struggle of the poor, because Islam teaches us that it is a religion of the poor masses. So my involvement in the struggle was motivated by my religion in that sense. Secondly, my motivation as well was the disparities between the rich and the poor. I've been attending the summer school, and one of the things that I have come to learn in my participation is the understanding that the system and the society sort of disadvantages the poor working class. And you find that people who have been working at UNISA for more than 20 years, because some of these workers have been working at UNISA for more than 20 years, have been left outside of the system and have been sort of subjected to a life of continuously working within contracts and not having the permanent...
So never progressing beyond that particular
exactly
little bit that keeps you, I think, keeps you in the cycle of poverty.
Exactly.
Eh? Okay, so Reverend Tumi, I mean, thank you very much also for making this time, and I see that you are very engaged with the workers. You're part of the union. Can you give us a little background of what has brought all of these workers and how many of them have been affected?
Look, we have more or less at the park 159 workers that were affected negatively. I must indicate that last year on the 4th of March, when the strike started, it was all the workers of all the service providers, meaning we had more or less 700 workers who went on strike. But
So for clarification, that would include workers, I mean, that would include cleaners, security staff, temporary, people who were there, etc.
Correct. It will be inclusive of that, because we have a total number of 1,500 workers of the service providers at UNISA, but you will note that some of them are working at UNISA regions. As a result, they could not participate because the strike was mainly at the main campus, Sunnyside campus and Florida campus. But 700 were participated. But from the 7th and 8th, there were repercussions, and we were only left with the security workers working for a particular company, security company called Red Alert. wide owned, and I think, if I'm correct, 15% is owned by black ownership. So that company decided to dismiss all the workers who participated in the strike. We took the matter to CCMA. It was dismissed as CCMA based on technicalities. We were told that it does not fall within the ambit or jurisdiction of CCMA. We should rather go to a labor court. But we have since then, through the assistance of Black Forum, engaged UNISA management, but also the UNISA Council, to a point that at least a task team of insourcing was re-established. Then from there we managed to renegotiate. It's unfortunate that we expected that the security would have started working at UNISA from the 1st of December or earliest, the latest, the 1st of January, because we have started with cleaning services already December. That's victory on itself, because at least we can count that. But we are still left with the security here, and we hope that if UNISA does not redress or move away from its promise of insourcing, by the 1st of April we expect that the security must also be insourced.
So basically what you're telling me is that UNISA did move to insourcing, but only in terms of the cleaners and not in terms of the security.
Correct.
So, and initially you had also mentioned to me that there were 3 security companies that are contracted to UNISA, but only red alert workers were fired, and only red alert workers are basically affected by this.
Yes, we have Imvula, that is mainly based in Johannesburg and Florida campus. We've got Reshebile based here at Sunnyside campus, but also at other campuses such as Polokwane, but also Red Alert at main campus. So just to state that one of the reasons why there was a postponement for insourcing of security services to the 1st of April was because Imvula had threatened UNISA last year, December, with legal steps should they proceed to absorb the security, accusing them of poaching staff. But having said that, we know that security industry, it is one of the quick money-making machine in the country. If you check, for an example, Red Alert at UNISA, it is white-owned, and to a point that even certain managers, executive people at UNISA, are beneficiaries of Red Alert. We know that they've been receiving gifts there. Even when we had called for several times for cancellation of contract with Red Alert, UNISA has refused, its management has refused. It was only when UNISA Council was pressurized that it gave instruction to UNISA management to cancel the contract. It only happened when that was done by the council. But management couldn't do that on itself.
So if the contract has been cancelled, then what scope is there then for you to get the workers back? Are you going to come in through the insourcing program, or you're coming in again through Red Alert but on a full contractual basis?
The agreement at the insourcing task team has been that it will be a shared services model, a 70-30%. 30% meaning that it will be indirectly outsourced somewhere, because, for an example, in the cleaning sector, some company will have to provide, in our case, I think it's Global, is providing chemicals, equipment, and so forth, and managerial skills, because most of the workers who are working under them, they did not necessarily acquire those skills. But we have made a commitment to say that at least within this coming 3-4 years, they should go for training, they should be exposed for reskilling and so forth, so that the next coming 3 years, 4 years, they should be in position to manage the service itself. And 70% budget of the whole contract shall be dedicated to the payments of workers, meaning if it's security, it will be for them. If it's for cleaning, like cleaning as they've started, they already are beneficiaries to the 70% of that budget amount allocated for that.
That's fantastic, because Nadia, that shows also a determined effort to try and improve the lives of the workers that you employ, not to keep them only at this particular level. Now, you said to me when we came out here and I looked at the workers, you said to me they've been here for almost 11 months, no salary, they're striking, there's no income, obviously, so obviously there's no food. What are perhaps for you, in sitting and talking to the workers, you find the greatest challenge and what you think needs to be done, not only by UNISA but by all concerned peoples, because these issues are an issue for South Africa?
Yes, definitely. It's a societal issue, and one of the things that the Black Forum has been involved in here at the park is to provide sustenance for the people here, because it's a condition that affects their families as well. They're not just individuals, they have families, they have children, and they are men. Society expects the men to provide. And once a man is out of a job, it means the family has to suffer. So what we as the Black Forum would request, not only from the UNISA community but the community at large, is just come and support the workers, because I've been talking to them and they've told me that some of their children are at home because they're unable to have school uniform. Some of them have matriculated, they don't have access to higher education. So those are the things that they are facing as challenges within their households, and not just as a struggle that is here at UNISA. Their families are struggling, and I would appeal to anybody to at least contact myself.
You can give us your telephone number?
Definitely. To contact myself if they'd like to sponsor maybe a family, or to sponsor a child for their education, or to sponsor, groceries for some of the families, because March is still far away from January, and for almost a year people are without sustenance. So
before we go to the break, can you please give us your telephone number where they can reach you?
My cell phone number is 076 903 2437. Alternatively, you can use my work telephone number 012 429 6771, or they can email me on nwabisasigaba@gmail.com.
Okay, can we just have the cell number again slowly, please?
076 903 2437.
Okay, so we have to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this a little bit further and how you envisage this problem should be resolved, especially by the main stakeholder, which is UNISA. We'll see you after the break.
بمديح الهادي تنتظم ضاءت بالمختار الظلم وحلا في مولده النغم بمديح الهادي تنتظم ضاءت بالمختار الظلم وحلا في مولده النغم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Finding Me in the ITV Networks. Today, a very special and perhaps a sad occasion as we stand here outside, not far from the UNISA main campus, where 159 security workers have been fired since March last year, protesting for the right to be insourced and to be taken in as all other workers were taken in spite of their very many protests and their protest demands. So in the second part, I have introduced another individual, and this is Kwena. Kwena has been part of UNISA. He is one of the security workers, and I would like to hear from him exactly what it is that has happened to them and what their struggles are. Thank you, Kwena, for being here and for making this time to share with us your particular thoughts on this matter. So Kwena, since March, you guys have been fired. The other security members were taken in. There was no repercussions for them. What do you and your team feel has been the motivation for the fact that you were excluded, whereas others were allowed to return to work?
Yes, Mami, thank you very much. Actually, we are not feeling well because of, I think they are discriminating us because of those people they took our job. So we were thinking that UNISA will resolve this issue immediately, but they didn't.
And so now you've been here for 11 months with no income.
Yes, we've been here since from the 4th of March till now. No source of income, no one is taking care of our families and stuff like.
Okay, you have participated, or you have joined with Reverend Tumi and the APSA union now to give you a voice because you need formal structures to access the university. Has that made a difference? Yes. So in terms of negotiating, do you feel you're in a stronger position now?
Yes, well, actually APSA, they are on our behalf negotiating with the management, and I'm also part of the MSTT.
Okay, so Reverend, I was told that the EFF Student Command has also come to the party to assist you guys, and you are representing the ABSA union. What made you all, I mean, were these security members always part of a union, or was it necessary to form the structure in order to get a voice across?
Look, ABSA has been in existence at UNISA, representing UNISA staff. But we, as per our constitution, we are not necessarily allowed to recruit from other informal structures, for example, security clusters and so forth. Because our main concentration, to be recognized, we had only to recruit mainly or mostly amongst the academics. But year before last year, we had a change of heart, and we said, look, we cannot accept a situation whereby some of us have studied at UNISA, these mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters. We found them here, we left them here as students, and we are working and even earning far much better than them. Some of them are cleaning our offices, others are washing our cars. So we said it can't be correct that we overlook what is near us. We write about matters of justice, we engage. Actually, some of us are even making money for writing about African and black issues, the issues of abuse, exploitation, oppression, decolonialization and so forth. Yet, the struggle in front of our eyes, we can't respond or assist. So we said, no, we must move away from that and make sure that at least we participate and assist the vulnerable that are working within UNISA. And the best way for us to do that was in making sure that at least they are hired directly or employed directly by UNISA. Because UNISA, if it could pay the service providers, we had the belief that they can afford the workers themselves. By the way, the services of security has been before insourced. The services of cafeteria was before insourced. So we said what we are rather is asking as the union, we are saying bring back what was here so that the workers' salary will be better, their rights will be better protected working under UNISA. And I think it was because of those reasons that we said, let's open doors. We went as far as making sure that we called an AGM, annual general meeting of ABSA, and a new constitution was approved. Last year, we sent it to Department of Labor, and in December it was approved. And as a result, we now are recognized also by other cleaning companies such as Sevest, Global, Quattro and Komanani, because we said we cannot divorce the struggle from theory. We cannot say theory and practice are not the same. We needed praxis in order for us to actualize what we preach as academics.
Now, you've really touched me here, because I think it's the first time in a very long time that we see academics participating at this level, because in many cases we find in most of our universities this ivory tower and a disconnect between what is happening and you know, the reality. Jake, how long have you been at UNISA prior to your being fired? Since 2007.
Yes.
Okay, and now of course you're unemployed, and the struggle is getting, I suppose, it's really hitting into the families of all the workers?
Yes, it's hitting to the family, also to the workers, because of some of them, they don't have place to stay as I'm speaking now. And then some of the workers, actually some of the comrades, some of them, they've passed away, 3 of them, since we've been here from 4th of March till now.
Mm-hmm. And what for you has been perhaps the most difficult moment from the time that you have been here?
The difficult moment, actually, let me start with some of the comrades, their kids, they can't go to school because of they don't have money to pay the transport that they were using before. That's the third one, because of our kids have rights to study. Actually, everybody in this country have a right to study, but the situation is beyond their control. So their kids and actual families, they can't go to school because of they don't have money to pay for the transport, because of it's too far from their family, from where they are staying.
And Reverend, do you think that there is possible end in sight, that you're going to get some kind of cooperation from UNISA, and you're hopeful that many of these, or almost or all of them, will be employed, and the whole notion of bringing back the insourcing, a structure that was there. I mean, one has to question, why did they go to outsourcing then?
Look, maybe to start with the last question, we know that many people in council of many universities, in management of universities, but also some politicians are direct beneficiaries of outsourcing. I can tell you that if you can go and look who are the shareholders of companies, of the service providers, who are benefiting from outsourcing, you'll be shocked that the same politicians who are speaking liberation are the beneficiaries. In a nutshell, we hope that UNISA, through our pressure, we've been pressurizing them since last year with different tactics and strategies, and they've been coming to party now, willingly or unwillingly, but that has been working. But we must appreciate the role that has been played by the chairperson of the task team, Prof. Moche, because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have won.
So at least we look forward to that, and the fact that maybe now that you have a new principal, Thabo Mbeki, coming to UNISA, perhaps maybe there will be some kind of restructuring. But before we go out, I'd like to speak to some of the workers, just so that we can put a name and the face to the name, and they can tell us how long they have been here at UNISA. In order to bring the reality of the struggle home, I think it's important for us to look at some of the workers, to listen to their names, to listen to the investment that they've put into this university, and then to ask, can we be silent, or are we going to do something about this? With that, I'd like to introduce some of the workers that have been here. Please, can you give us your names and tell us how long you've been here?
My name is Offa Thomas. I work for UNISA since from 2012.
From 2012?
Yes.
Okay.
Until now, I've been fired to mustn't enter at the UNISA with my company that I was employed by Red Alert.
Your name, sir?
My name is Othaniel Khare. I've been at the UNISA on the 2012 until 2016. So we are fired as a Red Alert company. Then we are staying at the park next to the...
Your name, sir?
My name is Martin. I work at UNISA since 2001.
Since 2001?
Yes. Even now, since before March, the university has chased us away.
My name is Isaac Matebola. I started to work at UNISA on January 2013. So I've been chased out from the campus.
And all of you have been here at the park since March 2016?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. With that, I'd like to call upon the consciousness of all the people who will watch this, including the people in power, the people at UNISA, and all those who can make a difference. Reach deep, think hard, and let us really come together to alleviate the plight of the workers and to make a better South Africa. Let us start by seeing the people who matter the most. Fi amanillah, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
قسما بالله رب العالمين ما ارتضينا غير دين الله دين فهو دين الحق دين الأنبياء إنه الإسلام